This is the Bay Area's news station. KRON 4 News at 8 starts now.
Now at 8, a week that started in fear ends in relief. Boston residents jubilant at the news that the search is over. The suspects in Monday's bombing can no longer do any harm.
The citizens of the city of Boston in this area can be confident that the threat has been removed.
Tamerlan Tsarnaev, dead in a police shootout early this morning. Just hours ago, his brother discovered hiding in a boat stored in a nearby backyard. A final round of gunfire, and then the words that everyone was waiting for.
We have a suspect in custody.
We got him. Those are the words from the Boston Police Commissioner to Mayor Tom Menino about the apprehension of suspect number 2, Jahar Tsarnaev. But the world still has so many questions about why he did it and how he eluded police for so long. KRON 4's Grant Lotus has the latest information from Boston. Grant.
Pam, what a week, what a day. After Boston and metropolitan areas around it were on lockdown starting early this morning, the suspect was eventually found holed up in a boat in someone's backyard in Watertown, not far from downtown Boston, where the marathon bombings happened on Monday. This is video and audio of the shootout that someone took while on lockdown in their home, out their window. Take a listen. That shootout happening about 4 hours ago. It followed an intense gun battle that the two suspects had with police overnight. The older brother, the other suspect, dying in that gun battle, and the younger brother was eluding police all day long. And after that gunfight, at about 4 o'clock our time, police eventually moved in and arrested the suspect. Boston Police Commissioner Ed Davis tells us how it went down.
A man had gone out of his house after being inside the house all day, abiding by our request to stay inside. He walked outside and he saw blood on a boat in the backyard. He then opened a tarp on the top of the boat, and he looked in and saw a man covered with blood. He retreated and called us. We set up a perimeter around that boat, and over the course of the next hour or so, we exchanged gunfire with the suspect who was inside the boat. And ultimately, the hostage rescue team of the FBI made an entry into the boat and removed the suspect who was still alive in the boat. There's no report of explosives with him captured. But I got to tell you, I was at the scene last night just after this incident occurred. There was an exchange of over 200 rounds of gunfire. There were improvised explosive devices and handmade hand grenades that were thrown at the officers at the scene. This is the stuff that in an urban police department, it's almost unheard of. So these officers acted heroically, courageously. They protected the community, and they protected each other when they responded to this scene. I'm so proud of the actions of the Watertown Police, the State Police, the Boston Police. It's been an incredible team.
Not clear exactly when, but that suspect suffered gunshot wounds to his neck and leg, in serious condition at the hospital right now. And Commissioner Davis said he would not venture to guess the suspect's motive at this point, but he and all law enforcement breathing a large sigh of relief right after the suspect was captured. Here you see them high-fiving, walking by, residents coming out of their homes saying thank you, shouting USA. And this is a very emotional moment for all these guys. You see them here congratulating one another, really surreal. And normally you'll see people coming out of their homes like this after celebrations, be it for a parade, other sports teams, though. This was very special. Pam.
Well, while the suspect has been arrested, police say he is wounded. We now go to KRON 4's Dan Kerman with more on the suspect's condition. Dan.
Well, there have been varying reports about the suspect's condition. Some reports suggest that he's at Beth Israel Hospital, which is a level 1 trauma unit, suggesting that the suspect could be badly injured or may have lost a lot of blood. Here's what police had to say about his condition and the need to take him alive.
Suspect is in serious condition at the hospital. The man who found him at the boat said that he was covered with blood. We assume that those injuries occurred the evening before. There was an exchange of gunfire at the boat. I don't know if he was struck. We always want to take somebody alive so that we can find out what happened, why it happened, and we can hold them for justice.
And that's the very latest we have as to the suspect's condition. As we know more, we will bring it to you. Pam?
All right, thanks.
And as for what we know about the two brothers, they are from the Russia region near Chechnya. They had lived in the U.S. since 2002. Friends say that 26-year-old Tamerlan Tsarnaev felt like an outsider in the U.S. and had recently become radicalized. He was a boxer. Friends say at one point he'd even hoped to represent the U.S. in that sport. He was reportedly married and had a young daughter. But there are indications that over the past year, he had turned to radical Islam, including his YouTube profile. 5 months ago, Tamerlan created a playlist dedicated to terrorism. Among the songs, one called "I Will Dedicate My Life to Jihad." As for the younger brother, 19-year-old Jahar, friends find it much harder to imagine him in the role of terrorist and suspect he may have been influenced by his brother. This man, who works for the Boston Globe, has known Jahar for years and went to school with him.
I tried to contact him just to, to make sure that he would be, away from the media, and it turned out to be him. And he was one of the more peaceful religious people I know. He never brought up any sort of political views whatsoever. As I think now, I'm still in shock. I honestly can't accept it, and I'm going to have to.
Jahar is an amateur wrestling champion. He's a registered student at the University of Massachusetts, where he has studied medicine. Again, his friends remember a sweet-natured boy who didn't talk about politics.
He was a fun kid, He liked a lot of people. We had a lot of friends, diverse type of friends.
And I was new to wrestling, so he really helped me. He would push me all the time.
Well, tonight authorities are talking about this image of Jahar as a fun, easygoing guy as a very cruel facade. We learned tonight that he was actually at a campus party Wednesday night, looking relaxed and happy, according to friends, 2 nights after the bombings. As for his older brother, we learned the FBI actually investigated him 2 years ago for possible extremist ties, but apparently did not come up with any evidence. Pam?
The manhunt for the marathon bombing suspects spanned all of the Boston metropolitan area. KRON 4's Charles Clifford shows us where these events unfolded.
It's been a week of dramatic events in Boston, which of course started with the dual bombings at the Boston Marathon on Monday. On Thursday evening, just after 10 p.m., an MIT campus police officer was found shot and killed in his police cruiser here on the edge of campus. Shortly after that, the 2 suspects in the bombing case carjacked a Mercedes SUV here along 3rd Street, and also they took the driver of that car hostage. They then fled west on Memorial Drive, and around midnight, the hostage escaped, or he was let go at this gas station. Now, after that, the suspects continued along Memorial Drive. They were now being pursued by police. They were exchanging gunfire with police officers. Also, we understand the suspects were throwing explosives at the officers. Now, this chase ended in Watertown, which is about 4 miles to the west of downtown Boston. It ended right here around 1:30 a.m. where more gunfire was exchanged, and this is where police officers killed the older of the 2 suspects, and the younger suspect fled on foot into this neighborhood. And all day on Friday, this is where police were searching for that younger suspect. And then around 8 p.m. This evening, he was located here along Franklin Street, which is about a mile from where his brother was killed, and the suspect was found hiding underneath a tarp inside this boat. And authorities were finally able to take this suspect into custody slightly before 9 o'clock Eastern Time. In the newsroom, Charles Clifford, KRON 4 News.
Boston has been a city of dramatic images this week, from a ghost town to a city on the edge of its seat waiting for a standoff to end. KRON 4's J.R. Stone is here with a look at the amazing sights in and around Boston as officers hunted down the suspect.
Well, Pam, in the last hour, this is a picture that circulated all over the internet. You can see the suspect here, one of the police officers, and one of the FBI agents there on the scene with the takedown. Now, I do want to go to some of the other photos, because you can see right there, that is the ambulance that took the suspect away when they went to the hospital, one of a number of them. This shot, it's hard to see, but you see all those people in the distance. They were all outside when the suspect was taken away, and high five from the little one to those with the SWAT team. It was a high five ending kind of day. On this picture, hard to see, but the bottom of your screen, you can see those two snipers that are aiming their guns directly at that house. This is what it looked like in some of the areas that people lived in. These SWAT teams walking through. You see the young girl there looking out her window, looking directly at a sniper on a military vehicle there. It was like this, and this is a helicopter shot, a helicopter military style that landed on top of the Best Buy in that area. Another shot of just these officers and military vehicles that literally took over the neighborhood all day long. You see another shot there, them at the front door, and a couple of the officers waiting and talking with one another. Also, some video on YouTube, and there's been a lot of this video circulating around. You saw the pictures there, but in this shot, you can actually see those officers walking down the street with guns drawn in certain circumstances. I can't play some of the audio because there were quite the words said, but a lot of people were in shock over situations like this and scenes like this in Massachusetts. Pam, now back to you.
Well, KRON 4's Justine Waldman here now to give us the latest information from Twitter. A lot of communication over the last couple of hours on Twitter.
Yes, what I want to read you that just came in was a statement from 8-year-old Martin Richards' family. He was killed on Monday in the Marathon bombing. They said, quote, "Our family applauds the entire law enforcement community for a job well done, and we trust now that the justice system will do its job." That statement coming out just moments ago.
One of the 3 people killed on Monday, and we will continue to follow this story throughout this newscast. Once again, the suspect, identified as 19-year-old Johar Tsarnaev, is in police custody. Coming up at 8:15 tonight, we will have an update on the young Martinez boy who was injured in those Boston bombings on Monday. We'll continue to bring you the latest updates here on KRON 4 and on our website at KRON4.com.